Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Monday Night Football. I could not bear to be in here last night after my heart about sunk most of the day yesterday watching my Bengals try to get another win. But tonight we got the Packers at home against the Saints. Yeah, listen, puppet. I don't know what I'm going to do with that child. I got to get her back in here, but she's got to make money. So, you know, call it whatever you want. You're stuck with me in the meantime. I'm having a very glitchy video experience going right now, so I'm not sure that hopefully at least the audio is pretty decent. Pretty excited about this game. The reason being isn't because I think it's going to be a super great game. It might be a really good game for the Packers, but Spencer Rattler is starting to look a little bit better as a quarterback, and I want to see if he's going to progress. This is a great opportunity for him on the road in Green Bay. And I noticed something very jank today that I hadn't noticed in a while. That's good. Maybe it's my computer. Maybe I'm having just an issue on my end. But the deal is that, so like I go back and for all the games that I make the thumbnail for, now keep in mind, all the ones that I make the thumbnail for, I have stored in a folder, and I usually reuse the stadium picture, and then I just move things around and I redo the thumbnail every single time. The last time I did a Green Bay game at home was 2023, and I believe it was against the Lions on a primetime game. Now, I'm not saying that Alex didn't do some sooner, but every other Green Bay thumbnail I had in my little arsenal was road games, surprisingly enough. So I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've had a home Green Bay game, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. Alex is the hardest working woman in all of Kentucky. Okay, bro, just I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to go as far as that she is going to do everything she has to do to succeed in paying her bills. But, and maybe a little extra so she can breathe. The Saints might get murdered today. I don't know that that's a very proper terminology to use. But look, she works average at 6 days every week, and she went on a 9 or a 10-day stretch there where she worked every day, and that's always over 60 hours. So you can take that for what you want. She's doing a good job. Anybody got any other shock factor or anything else that's going on for to think about before we go any further today? Did I miss it? Ooh, there's the Saquon for MVP. Could be. It's a tough sell. Steve, I'm always alone. That's why I'm in here with you all. How are you, Miss Georgianne? Mr. Tom, audio sounds good. Well, that's all I care about is that the audio sounds good, because the video, I'm not sure what's going on. I clicked on another video because I do our Monday Dig stuff at the same time. It's over here. And yeah, it just when I did that, it just seemed like to really smash me down a little bit. So it hung up for a minute, but now everything looks to be normal, like it's in play. So $60 is a long week. My longest was in the 70s. Yeah, I've done that before. My job sometimes makes me work a lot of hours, but I'm currently on season ending. I'm on season ending IR. I'm on vacation till the beginning of the year because I didn't get to take my vacation during the year, or not all of it, and I'm going to use it or lose it. Darren Rizzi named the interim head coach for the Saints, 3-2 record thus far in that interim basis. And we got some Packers fans tonight that have got some really good garb on. I think they're not trying to be silly. I think they're just trying to find ways to stay warm. All right. Yeah, I did that before too, stranger. I've lived that life as well. All right, we have the kickoff. It's away. He's going to bring it back from 1 yard deep in the end zone. He gets to the 20, 25, 28, 30, 35, 37, and he gets tripped up there. And Green Bay comes out firing Nixon on the return. He's a fiery player, especially in the secondary. I like his energy when he gets out there on the field. All right, we got early. Oh, and by the way, I'm being lazy today. That's why I'm letting ESPN do scoreboard duties because I got other stuff that I got to do as well. Yeah, okay, we'll talk about that in a sec. 1st and 10, balls at 37. There's the pitch back, and that is going to go to Jaden Reed, and I think he's going to get about a 5-yard gain on the pitch back. Listen, how about this? Okay, I'll concede with you. Is anybody but Denver and Indy? I'll take that. Okay, either Miami. It has to be either Miami or Cincinnati. It can't be anybody else in that last spot. I'll just make that concession right now. Hopefully, we take care of Denver this Saturday coming. 2nd down and 5. Ball's at 42. There's the handoff to Jacobs, and he is going to be brought down a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Cam Jordan makes the stop, and it's like that guy's never missed a beat. There is a why would they blow that dead unless it's going to be a false start? See, you're not supposed to blow that dead. Fun fact, you root for the Bengals almost every game. Oh, because the right tackle lifted up. That's why they blew the play dead. I think I'm going to work on this a little bit and get another graphic up here on this to try to make it a little bit better. And there goes Josh Jacobs for the 1st down and then some. He's going to get really close to midfield. And for all of you Packers faithful in here today, I have not yet seen a Christian Watson. I haven't been paying attention today. Is he out today from that injury? Robert, see you after Monday Diggs. There goes Jacobs, 5 yards, 7. Make it almost 8 yards. What a nice run by Josh Jacobs. What a great pickup in losing the one that I thought should have stayed, but Josh Jacobs done a good job. I can only think of players' names sometimes when I'm on that team. You cut him because he keep dropping balls. Aaron Jones. Back to pass, looking down the field. Checks it down to Jacobs. There he goes. First down and more, all the way inside the 35 down to the 32. Fun fact in the NFL that Josh Jacobs has more first quarter touches than anybody in the league, skill position wise. If you cut him, the reason wouldn't be because of dropping balls. I think the reason would be because he's frail. First and 10. Love continues to drive it, checks it down. He's going to hit Kraft out of the backfield. And that is another first down going forward. Steady as she goes. Go, Pack, go. Keep taking what they give you. That's the key to NFL offense. There's the handoff. Jacobs got a lane. He's at the 15, the 10, out of bounds at the 1 yard line. Couldn't hold it all the way for the tutty. Goes out at the 1.5. I can't explain it, but it looks like the Commanders are getting a playoff spot. I mean, they play a pretty tough football. They're going to have a really good game this week coming. I think that'll be a really good game between them and Atlanta. And he's going to be short of the end zone. It'll be second down and goal. I'm talking like inches. I have 6 other teams in contention. I have Watson, Kamara, Shaheed, Jacobs on those teams. Let's go. I'm in the consolation game. I'm not going to make the finals of mine. But my team was really Joe Mixon, Josh Allen, Christian Watson, and then pretty much a lot of twos. And that is blown up at the 2 yard line. They tried a little trick pass there to Wicks. And that is blown up a yard deep. You just want tons of points scored tonight. Well, Puppet seems to think it's going to be a 40-36 game. I feel like it's going to be closer to like a 20-17 game, but I hope I'm wrong. All right, Bot Masters. It only took him a few minutes today. There's the check into the end zone, and that is Dontavian Wicks is going to get the touchdown. Listen, the good thing says that every time I get bots, that means my SEO is up to snuff. Extra point is up, and it is good. No, wrong person score fundamental. Not Watson hasn't played a snap yet. I haven't seen him on the field. It's been Kraft, Wicks, Dobbs, Reed. I heard that they designated him to come back from IR, but I haven't seen him on the field yet. But Luke Musgrave they got a pretty good tight end set. I am scared for the Christmas Day game. I think we are going to walk away with our tails between your legs. you know what? That's the perfect game for Pittsburgh. I want to be honest. At home on Christmas versus Kansas City, that still has something to play for. But I feel like that's a winnable game for Pittsburgh in the fact that Kansas City can't blow anybody out. So I feel like that's a game that Pittsburgh can win. Because Puppet's a hater of everything. Well, I tell you what, I don't know, but get Fields back out there. Listen, you guys anybody can say what they want. It's hard to win in the playoffs. All right, here we go back 20, 25, 30. He's going to try to get the edge, goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. 8:36 to go here in the first quarter. Green Bay leads 7-0. Listen, if it was me, no, Steve, I did the Bengals game yesterday afternoon, and then I went to play some video games last night, and then I got on a video call with a friend and was helping somebody else set up their channel for doing monetization paperwork, and then that wore me out. Back down, there it goes. Look at Spencer Rattler, takes off, dives head first. He's going to go down at the 40, get about a 5-yard gain on first down. Looking. How you doing, my brother? What's up, Mr. Ian? Second down and 4, runs the ball, is going to get the first down. That is Miller, Kendre Miller, I believe, filling in for the injured Alvin Kamara today. How's that boy, Ian? Is he doing okay? Checks it down. He's going to lane. He's going to get to the outside. He's going to go all the way inside the 50 down to the 48. That is the tight end. Foster Moreau, I think. I can't remember who the other one is. I know they got 2. Yeah, I can't keep up with the bot today, so a little help would be amazing. It's a Festivus for the rest of us. What's up, Balin? How are you, sir? Elf on a Shelf causing mayhem. Right on. Yeah, Juwan Johnson's the other one. Yeah, that's the one I couldn't think of. I was sitting there trying to put them both in my head. It's hard remembering 32 teams. And there is the run. And that's going to be good for about 3 yards. That's Williams. Hey, he seemed to really disappear this year, too. Jamal Williams. You're in Colorado. Then it's supposed to be snowing where you're at. Uh-oh. He has, and I don't know if it's like scheme down there. I'm not sure why that is that he's fell off the so much. What's up, Anthony? Thanks for stopping back in tonight. And that ball that Rattler just threw was off target. And that one I think was intended for Johnson. Nope, that's not Johnson. Austin. Yeah, really, Dallas fans last night were pretty fired up. That ended up being a really good game. Seeing Zeke score last night was kind of nostalgic. I know there was a lot of Bucks fans last night that were not happy. All right. They're going to punt it down. It's going to be at the 9-yard line, and Green Bay will take over. Balin, I was real interested in the one that came from down south that had the little controversy with him. BB. I was really interested in him. I didn't see about the one from Maryland, but all I saw in the article today was a 2,000-yard back. So that's good. I thought there was going to be some kind of a dilemma about his recruiting, but I'm still of the opinion that, and just call me old-fashioned, that I don't like the NIL. I don't like the transfer portal. I don't think these 18 to 22-year-olds should be worrying about agents, contracts, money until they're out of the collegiate game. Do I think they should get paid? I think there should be a way that they receive money from revenue, but I just don't think selling players to the highest bidder at that age is such a good idea. And I'll stand by it. Mendoza. That's the name I kept hearing today. I was really kind of surprised that Taven jumped into the portal unless he was pushed into the portal. And I don't know if they basically told him he wasn't going to be starting next year. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Don't mess with the money, daddy. I just don't. You know what? I think NFL rookies have enough problem time with the money as opposed to having to deal with it now at 18 to 22. I listen. Every one of these high school kids or transfers thinks that they're the real deal and compete for a job. I guess they must think that this kid Stockton and Georgia can't play, right? I mean, that's got to be the take. Yeah, I don't know, man. 90%, that's a big number. But a lot of the NIL is not that big of money. So Love rolls out, looking downfield. Here comes pressure. He's going to check it down, and he just throws it to the feet of Jacobs, incomplete. I just think I just think college athletics should be what it is, and that's kids playing for an education. But I know that the NFL and everybody wants it to be a feeder league, basically, to the NFL, and I just someday, if they regulate it right, I'll probably get on board. But until then, I'm just going to be old fashioned. Checks it down there, or that hands it off, and that's going to be Jacobs for 3. Show me one case of NIL money ruining a college player's life. I'm sure there's more than one, but I don't have an example off the top of my head. I said I just don't think it should be the focus for an 18 to 22-year-old. And I think that's going to be – I'm not sure if he got back out of the neutral zone or not. They're going to get him with a neutral zone infraction. I would venture to say that somebody has received an NIL contract and then screwed up and been kicked off a team, and you don't hear about it. Johnny Manziel, not NIL, but he got paid. And there it is on the quarterback sneak, but it's not the quarterback. I think he got close to the first down. I wasn't going to bring up Henry Ruggs because he went – that was before NIL. And then when he got to the NFL, he lost his mind. Of course, you put a 22-year-old kid in Vegas. I would love to see Surratt back. First and 10. Back to pass. Love checks it down. He hits Jacobs on the crossing route, breaks the tackle, gets the first down, steps out of bounds. They brought the IU Bison back. I'm not saying that money doesn't help people. Okay, that's not it at all. I'm just saying that I don't think 18 to 22-year-olds should be in a bidding war. They should be worrying about getting an education. That's what college athletics is about. That $40,000 scholarship per year isn't enough. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so, fundamental. I think it's what the university decides they want to put up. It's like Major League Baseball. Because that was one of the immediate numbers that they gave about talking about North Carolina with Bill Belichick, what his spending money was going to be. Yeah, I think boosters should be paying for scholarships. Back to pass, lets it go down the field, And that is broken up. Nice defensive play right there. That is Taylor. If you ever want to know if money helps, ask Alex. Oh, bro, listen. Money does help. I'm not saying that it doesn't. Yeah. It's gotta have some kind of regulation, right? There's gotta be limits set to what it does. It's just this. We're in this gunslinger era of it, and it's not squared away just yet. Shedeur Sanders bragging that he made more money than his dad at 21. I mean, I think it's just ridiculous. Romeo Doubs gets the grab over the middle, gets brought down at the 46. Nice grab. Nice throw by Jordan Love. So far, so smooth today. Love looks really good. It's just not regulated. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Fundamental. It's basically the same thing, depending upon what the university boosters want to spend. How long are you going to enjoy college athletics when it becomes like the major league and you know that one of 4 teams is going to be in the finals? There goes Love rolling out. Look. He's got all day. Pressure comes. He just throws the ball away when he has nothing available. And that's correct too, okay? The colleges and the university programs make multiple billions from football and basketball. Yet players aren't even really, not very many of them are getting millions. There's a few. Second down and 10. Ball's at the 46. Back to pass. Checks, looks down. Here comes pressure. Love steps up. He throws it to Jacobs. A little bit of a shovel pass. Breaks 2 tackles and goes down to the 46 where he's tackled there. Great decision by Love to get the ball out of his hand as he's about to be sacked. And Josh Jacobs does his thing. Oh, how much for you to build me a house for free in Florida? For free, man. I don't know about all that. The Dodger and Yankees are the best. Who would have guessed they can only spend 150 more? Yeah, until they hit the luxury tax. Just a second. Well, to build a free house, see, that's the problem. You added that word. Maine says football is a dumb sport. I love football. I don't think it's a dumb sport at all. I just think that I don't want to see college athletics ruined with money. Today, I discovered one of the most impressive academic things ever. Somebody got a 3.77 average for an entire semester. The level of incompetence is impressive. Wait a minute. somebody got a 3% average. We're talking like on 100% grading scale. How does that even happen? So somebody let them stay in just because they were paying money. That's crazy. Listen, when my GPA in college, Grange, dropped below a certain level, they immediately put me on academic probation. But of course, that was in a time where there was a lot more involved. Yeah, I know how somebody gets it there, but it just tells me that there you go, back to the same discussion. The institution wants the money. Yeah, I was above a D. I just was drinking way too much. I wasn't mature enough to be in college when I was there. Not gonna lie. There's the handoff. He's gonna try to get the first down. He's really close. I think he's gonna be short on 3rd and 2, and it is gonna be 4th and inches. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. And they're going to let this one go to the end of the first quarter. Green Bay leads 7-0, and there will be 4th and 1 when we come back. Yeah, I was never exceptional as a student. I was always just good enough to get by, and smart enough to pass my test. I was bad about doing homework. Give you all that, whatever the case may be. But when my average dropped down to that C/D average, they put me immediately on academic probation and gave me the rest of the semester to bring my grades up. And then they basically told me that, that they didn't feel like this was right for me. I agree. You can share money with the student athletes, but make it even and make it fair, and not to where it's a competition to buy the best athlete. That's all I'm saying. That's it. But the thing of it was is that I went back a few years later, and then I got into a different field, and it was fine. I was older and mature. But in the high school era, I wasn't quite ready to handle the situation. Kids like Mark here, Grange, he's ready to go. He's driven for his education. He knew what he wanted to do. I give him props for that. When I was in college, I wasn't quite ready yet. But the university didn't sit and milk my money. They basically gave me an opportunity to be that guy. And then if I didn't want to be, they decided that they were going to send me out the door. All right, here we go. 4th down and 1, and Jordan Love just catches him by surprise. Gets about 3 yards on the carry. Oh, I know, and Kane, you're hitting the other extreme to that, but I mean, there was a time and a place where money was being laundered into poor kids' families, through different means to lure them to certain places. I just don't like corruption. I just wish that everybody had the same exact opportunity once they got there. A $75,000 a year for football and basketball players seems to be enough while you're in school. This $12 million and $5 million crap that some of these guys are getting, it just bothers me. The corruption in recruiting, stealing players from other universities. It just seems dirty. All right, Puppet. Have a Merry Christmas, my friend. If I don't see you. Play action, rolls out on the bootleg. Love's looking down the field, and he doesn't have anybody. And Love has really matured about getting rid of that ball out of his hands so he doesn't take unnecessary hits. Checks it down. He's going to hit the wide out on the edge. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 4th down and 2, and the Packers have a decision to make. Listen, I don't agree with that either. The only point I'm making is that yeah, and then that's a problem right now too. The kid thinks that they're getting paid and that they're more important than being coached. Love checks it down on 4th down, gets it to Kraft. He's off to the races inside the 15 down to the 14. Right. I'm not saying they oh my gosh, it's tough. Right? They deserve some of the money, absolutely. Coaches get paid well. Exactly. Well, and that's true as well, Mark. I mean, I just want to see regulation. I want to see checks and balances and make it fair. There goes Jacobs. He's off to the races. Down to the 5, 3, 2, 1. Out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal from about the 1-yard line. Wow. Watson was wide open. That was the first time I saw him. There goes Jacobs. He's going to barrel in, and that's a touchdown for Green Bay, and they have extended to 13-0 right now. Listen, I don't really believe. I just feel like there's got to be a way that each university sets a budget, whether the boosters pay for it or who pays for it. I don't know who pays for it. And the kids have enough money to survive. I remember the argument that they were starving to death. You remember, going back, watching 80s and 90s, extra point is good, 14-0. But there is got to be a way. There's got to be a way where you don't infringe on other universities because you can pay more. It just has to be equal. Yeah. You know what? State university. Here you go. If you're in a state university, give all students a nice discount from the amount of money that you're making. I'm sure they could afford it. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that a post-secondary education should be free. I don't know. I just come from a time where you had to work for everything. And a scholarship to me would have been amazing. Yeah, I just don't know what the answer is. I really, I mean, obviously it's way above my pay grade in life. I just, I just don't want to see college athletics ruined like Major League Baseball. Chat GPT sucks at math. There goes Miller, and he's going to be blown up behind the line of scrimmage. And this Green Bay defense has been on fire here lately. And Mark, I don't do the type of math that you do. I guess I did a little bit of it when I was at ITT, but that was about it for electronics. Back to pass looking, and they're going to blow the play dead. And it's going to be offside, or looks like a false start on the left side. Yeah, Kay, and you know what, and not to be a political, not to sound at all political in here at all, but the way this country has spent money, it just continually gets worse. Well, computers are only dumb because they're programmed by humans. And fundamental, Mark's not trolling. He's just um, he's wired differently. All right, it is 3rd down and 16. The Pack's looking to get off the field. There's the snap. Rattler's back to pass. Here comes pressure. Gets it away. Has to check it down, and it's going to be a 6 or a 7 yard gain, but nowhere near enough for first down. There's the punt. Gets it away. The ram for Apollo 11 was woven by Navajo women. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Kay, though, it's a thing. I would love to see it fair for the student athlete for sure. I think there's a lot of room. I think there's a lot of room for a student athlete to shine a little bit more. I wish that they would fix it, but the word money involved in anything changes the dynamic. Greed changes the whole world, changes everything. Bro, Eagles killed me with that last game. My daughter was literally crying. I mean, you guys hung in there. You lost your starting quarterback, and one dropped ball, basically by Devontae Smith, cost you the game when you had it pretty much locked up. There goes Christian Watson on the outside. He's going to get about 9 yards. I agree wholeheartedly, Kay. You know, and honestly, Kay, if you really want to think about it, the university could dole out the money to the student athletes and they could still kind of coerce them into how they spend a portion of it and retain that money either way. I was just sitting there kind of thinking about a way that it would work in my brain. Love's back to pass. Second one, fires it over the middle. What a grab. There goes Tucker Kraft. He's off to the races down to the 26-yard line. And this New Orleans defense just doesn't have anything for the amount of weapons that Green Bay has right now. I'm just hopefully Jalen's head is not that banged up. I hope he's okay because some concussions are a fickle thing. Sometimes they they really last, and sometimes people can bounce back from them. It does put a damper on that bid for a 1 seed. Now you're probably looking like a 2 or a 3. Yeah, 2. I was really disappointed in Devontae Smith dropping that ball. I did not expect that. There's Luke Musgrave. Man, I can't believe he's been out for 10 games. There's the handoff on the jet sweep. There goes Christian Watson. 10-5 out of bounds at the 4-yard line. That's another big gainer for Christian Watson. He takes a shot at the end, and I don't think he is not getting up. Vikings and Lions both have domes. Check Discord, bro. See if I have it loaded up. Yeah, the whole stigma of the NFC North being all outside and cold, environments, and then Minnesota and Detroit have just amazing domes. Oh, snap. Well, we have to do it on the phone. I like the old battles when the frigid weather and yeah, that was definitely an advantage. And there goes a Reed out the outside, and he is going to be stopped at the 1-yard line. Hey, Mark, what am I looking for, bro? I don't see it, homie. Not sure. What's up, Adam? Hey, dude. I've got another. I was sitting there checking out, looking at some of the stuff on there. I got other friends that are streaming the game on Discord. How do they get away with that? Yeah, homie, I don't see anything from you. Still think 21-17? Possible. Discord doesn't have any rules. I guess I don't really worry about that. Refs bet on the kitties. We talking about the silver ones? I don't usually complain much about refereeing. I see some stuff I don't particularly like. I just know that if I complain about it, my team will get worse calls. Nice return all the way out in there to the 40. It's funny. I don't see anything from you, though. It bothers me because usually Discord works really well for me. All right, back to pass. Looking down the field. Rattler fires it. What a nice throw. Goes over the top to Foster Moreau down the middle of the field and gets it into positive territory. There is no way I would have tried to make that throw. I think Discord has to have some kind of rules about that stuff, but they're friends of mine from when I was a little younger. There's the pitch, goes to the outside, going to barrel forward, and that's Jamal Williams. He's going to get about 4 yards. I see there's only a couple people in there. I don't want to hit join video because I don't want to talk to those guys. There's another handoff. He's going to try it. Oh, and he falls down, but he does get inside the 35. I don't know when you create an open platform like that, unless and Discord gets used for a lot of different things. It's probably pretty tough. I don't know, man. If I cut a highlight that's a little too long in the NFL on a video, or not. Let me just rephrase. Let me use the NBA as an example. If I cut a highlight into a short, and even adding to it, sometimes they get anal and take it down. Ball is down at the 40. It's 3rd down and 10. Big play here for Rattler as they really need a score to get this back to 2 scores. And there's a handoff to Miller on 3rd and 10. He's going to get a 1st down. Conservative play call there yields Green Bay back in defense. Yeah, that's on YouTube. And he goes absolutely nowhere on first down. Absolutely. NFL cares about every penny. Rattlers, oh my God, I think that's a fumble. I think they're going to call that a fumble. It's either going to be a fumble or intentional grounding. As the blitz came on, you better start throwing your flag, because this is the play right here that might determine if this is the end of the game. Oh, no, it's a fumble. I thought maybe he shoveled past it forward, but no. NFL cares about every penny, and if Discord isn't paying, the lawyers won't play. Discord has deep pockets to protect. All it will take is an email. Yeah, I'm not hitting the thing, but there's only a couple guys in there watching it, but and obviously they're comfortable doing it, so and that's the bad thing. I don't know what all the rules are. See, that's what I was wondering. No, I was just curious on how they did it because they are doing it over a platform. There has to be some legality in there somewhere, though. But you're probably right. I'm probably just thinking too much. You did it for the national championship last year? I mean, well, here's another thing, and just call it whatever you want to call it. From experience, I Alex and I was on Facebook, and they took us down for using the intellectual property of the NFL. Tell me how that works. They have left us alone since then, but I thought that was pretty hilarious. Well, here's the other one that gets me too, right? Is what about when you log in on a Saturday afternoon to YouTube and you see a YouTube channel broadcasting live college football games from another country and they just leave them up? Check down. Here comes Jacobs off the edge, and he will get about 7 yards on first down. If Green Bay can tack a score on here before halftime, nuts. Nixon just really got in there and messed that whole thing up. That dude, I really like that guy. I want him on my team. Love's going to go deep. Oh, just overthrown. That was for Romeo Dobbs, and he just missed him by, I don't know, a yard or so. Really nice spiral thrown down the field there. I think the point of tonight's whole stream is there is a price for everything fundamental. And another one just overthrown. Brings up 4th down and 4. Because I'm lazy. I'll let the game tracker go from ESPN, and that way I don't have to. I can just sit here and talk. Because I had other things going tonight too, so it's not like. Let's see. It's really no different than how YouTubers react and a movie podcast and host watch-alongs with their listeners. Yeah, I think there's a lot of gray area in everything. Tired today, had a lot of cleaning to do. I've been cleaning today too. Actually, there are laws requiring sites to self-monitor. Failure sets them up for fines, would cause contract issues with those who rent the broadcast rights. Yeah, all of that's over my pay grade. And that is going to go into the end zone, out of the back of the end zone. Listen, I'm not going to complain a whole lot because I really, YouTube is the one thing I would never really want to give up. I could really care less about much TV and movies and stuff for the most part. I really like being here. Not at the moment, Crafty. He's really close to the first down on. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down and really, really short. Kelsey eating a block of cheese. That'd be, I mean, I can see that in my head, but I didn't see it on the TV. Back to pass, and that's caught for a first down. Oh, they're going to get a roughing call on Green Bay. Let's try to let them get down here and get some scoring in here before the end of the half, because they don't want people to check out after halftime. I say that stuff, but I don't mean it. Oh, my God. I don't know that that's exactly roughing. I don't know what they're saying about that on there, but I don't think that's roughing the passer. My half-sister husband works in broadcasting contracts. I don't know details, just generalizations. Bro, I think I would agree that that's probably more than most people get. One thing I'll say about Spencer Rattler, though, is he's got a great last name for football. Back to pass, looking down the field, checks it down. Oh, it's tipped, and then it's – wait, what happened? I guess that hit the ground. Digital Millennium Copyright Act protects YouTube and other platforms from copyright infringement by its users. Federal law. I like to learn anything I can. Back to pass. Here comes pressure. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to run with it, and he's going to take a shot. And it's going to bring up third and about 7. We're going to take a timeout here. It's third down and 7. Jaden Daniels versus Philadelphia. 5 passing touchdowns, 81 yards rushing. Shoot. I think the only thing that really gets me about like YouTube is, oh, Jaden Daniels easily offensive rookie of the year. That's the one thing Alex and I picked preseason that we got 100% correct. I just think of all the data storage that YouTube has to keep. That's amazing. Fires it downfield. He's got a man caught, and he fumbles it out of bounds. I mean, it doesn't really matter how long it takes you to get there. You know, it's still at the end of the day. I keep seeing a lot of good out of Drake May as well. He seems to be coming along. And I think they're going to review this. It's not blanket freebie protection that applies if the sites do a certain level of monitoring. But yes, if they do it, their pockets are protected. God, I don't know that if I've been in part of that discussion. it makes my head hurt. I tell you what, I get afraid over a little bit of too loud audio going across live. I think that's a catch. Darren Rizzi. Named interim. I'd never heard of him before. 16 season as an NFL assistant coach. No, I just don't want to be somebody that breaks rules. That's what I'm getting down to. Rattler's back and he holds on to it too long. And on 1st and 10 goes all the way back near the 50. And coach is mad over there that he didn't throw the ball. Now, I've had somebody I've had to drop claims on my other channel about people stealing my content and have forced people to remove stealing my copyright or stealing my content. And we had people early on in here, we had people that were cobbing stuff that we had come up with and did early on in here. Not that we've ever been uber creative, but we did like a little computer chart once upon a time, and it showed the whole season and teams' path to the playoffs. You know, all it did was show the wins, right? You know, how they moved up and down and stuff like that. It was just like a graphic. And man, that thing got stolen like 10 times. Rattler's back to pass. He's going to throw it away with 5 seconds. The one thing I will say about that, though, and going a little further, is if somebody reports your content, they're not very hesitant. They will take it down pretty quick and then let you appeal it. All right, here it is. Big play at the end, and he escapes. Rattler's going to let it go deep. And that is going to be picked off, but out of bounds. Xavier McKinney comes down with the ball, but can't bring it down in bounds. Yes, Jeff, and that's been my experience, is that when somebody on YouTube decides to file a complaint, they'll either block my content, take it down, and then make me file an appeal, especially when it's monetized. Government is in bed with these companies. They have nothing to worry about. Heck, CIA, FBI was working with these companies before 2020 election, if people remember. They get DML, LMA protection, but they keep anyone from suing them by doing exactly what the copyright holder claims. Yeah, I think the goal, I mean, as far as what Alex and I talk about, the goal is a place to hang out and not break rules, not looking to break any copyright rules. Yeah, stranger, certain words can get you automatically removed. It has to be reported, though. So somebody has to take offense. But, there are people that will try to get you taken down, too. I'm not worried about it. It was just a topic of conversation that I didn't realize that people. Dave comes in at halftime, running his trap. Hi, John, Dave. People live to be offended. That is afraid. That is a fear. Dave, I appreciate you. You too, John. Thank you for stopping in. Looks like Green Bay's got this game well in hand. And if we didn't have to be talking, if we were not talking about copyright violations and how the rules work, this half would have probably went really slow. I can see right now that Green Bay's defense is dominating a young quarterback. And I don't really see much that they can do to overtake that. With Josh Jacobs right now being able to control the game from the ground, Jordan Love just has to manage, and I think they get out of here with a 21 to a 28-point victory tonight. What you don't see is even one copyright infringing channel that has been doing it for long. I agree. The one thing I did get in trouble for, a stranger, last year or the year before, can't remember which, is that I was live streaming during the college basketball announcements, and as soon as they would put it up on the internet, then I was going ahead and I was posting the bracket, and that one I got demonetized for. Yeah, it is funny that the NFL disclaimer, any part of this broadcast cannot be used without the express written permission of the NFL, has been around since the 70s. I remember it my whole life. Don't get me started about Derek Carr, Dave. It drives me crazy to no end that Derek Carr makes $35 million a year and Andy Dalton makes $8 million a year, and inevitably they're the same guy. $4 to $8 million. I think Andy Dalton signed a 2-year, $8 million contract with Carolina, and Derek Carr got, I don't know, $35 million a season or something like that. I think Dalton is better. Dalton was never a he was never a top tier quarterback. He was drafted in the second round and placed with a really at the time a good offensive line, which is important. Andrew Whitworth, who I think might be maybe a top 10 left tackle for his career, along with a decent line and a defensive-minded head coach with an excellent wide receiver, and he played well. Hey, Richard. Merry Christmas, my friend. Best wishes. AJ Green is probably going to go down as one of my favorite receivers of all time just because he's not a mouthy punk. Yeah, Andy was never spectacular. He was a serviceable quarterback. And he did his job, and he's done his job, in different places. I think, what? Yeah, Adam may attest to this, but I not only has Dave Canales been helpful for Bryce Young down there, but I can almost guarantee you that Andy Dalton has taken a big role in helping develop Bryce Young as well. Just about little things, Bryce getting those extra weeks to sit has done nothing but benefit him. And that's why you still have to go back and say that you can ruin a quarterback by throwing him out there early. But letting these guys mature a little bit and grow into that position and not absolutely throw them in the deep end of the pool first, is not necessarily a great thing. So there you go. A guy like Andy Dalton has even more value than his $8 million contract. Derek Carr doesn't want to help anybody. Yeah, that's what he's supposed to do. That quarterback room is supposed to be together. And listen, the way it's turned out this year, I see a ton of improvement in that Carolina team. I see that, and time is what's done that. They proved early in the season that Bryce wasn't ready for that role. And then they found a way to develop the offense for him. They put Andy in for a few games, and he had a little bit of success. And now Bryce is starting to look like a starting quarterback. Yeah. Anthony Richardson does need reps, though. He needs polish. So there's going to be some stuff. He should have never saw the field last year. Absolutely. You could have created a few game plan, a few plays for him last year while you're developing your new offense. But, there's this unwritten rule that, top 5 draft picks have to play. He didn't have an offseason. You're right. Listen, we were just talking about this a little bit ago, and I guess it was Adam that said it. Bo Nix had like 60. He has the most collegiate starts of anybody that came into the NFL this year. Sure, he's a lot more ready to play because he had more experience under his belt. Anthony Richardson is just a mold of a player. He's got a big arm. He's ultra athletic, and it's going to take time for him to learn. He can go out here this week and do what he did and win a game. And then next week, he might go out and throw 3 picks and lose the game. It's the risk that you got to take. The reward later on will be something there. He's just an undeveloped version of a lot of guys. Yeah, and it's still a crapshoot. If he doesn't show that he knows everything in the offense and knows what to look for when he gets to the line of scrimmage, I know, there's got to be a certain amount of book learning that needs to happen. Let Flacco take that beating. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. Yes. Josh and Anthony Richardson falls somewhere in between them, arm talent and athleticism. But Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson both had plenty of reps in college. Anthony did not. That's why he should be showing improvement every game, but it's just that you can't you can't just throw that guy you just can't blame that guy, right? Because you only know what you know. He started 13 games in college. He's probably, he's technically still a rookie in my mind. And there's going to be ups and downs. If your organization is, decided that they're going to develop him, I would have let him sit last year too, Dave. His early career is going to look a lot like Josh Allen's for sure. Look, how many years did it take Lamar to be proficient throwing the ball in the NFL? I remember in college, we'd go down to Louisville and watch. And Lamar Jackson could throw the ball all over again because he was the most talented guy on the field. He was that guy. He was definitely worthy of a first-round pick. But his NFL game it's taken years to develop his arm. But now Baltimore has him in a contract. And they've got 4 or 5 good chances to win. And he can go out any given Sunday and beat anybody. He's a better version of Michael Vick. That's a great analogy. Listen, I don't know that I particularly care for Chris Ballard either, fundamental, honestly. See, you're in the same boat I am. I don't like Duke Tobin for Cincinnati. I really think that his connection with finding the right players has gone downhill. I think he's just checked out and taken the easy route. But we can't agree that the NFL is not easy. But listen, I'm going to say it right now that Indianapolis is in a division that they should be able to be competitive. Dave, Merry Christmas, my friend. I'm not sure when we will be back. I know it probably won't be on Christmas Day, maybe on Thursday Night Football. I'm playing video games later tonight after this game is over. And we are back. And that return runs into a wall at the 22. I plan on it, Adam. Awesome. I'm set up. I just got to, when this game is over, I've got to go talk to my wife for a minute when she gets home, and then I'll be ready to rock. Yeah. I need help. I got a brand new game to play, so I will need some help. 1st and 10, ball's at the 22. And New Orleans goes right back to the running game, which I think they have to do because I don't think they can just sit Rattler out there to throw it. And Duke football doesn't play till January 2nd. Genuinely have nothing to do. Who are you playing in your bowl game, Adam? All right, there comes the blitz, and he gets the handoff in there, but Green Bay corrals. That's going to be a pretty good challenge for you guys. I think that Ole Miss team's, I think they're pretty well coached with a really good quarterback. And I think that'll be a very good challenge for you guys. Rattler's back, looking downfield, steps up, flips it, shovel pass, gets it to Miller, and he will be short of the first down, gains about 8. Yeah, for real. You need your scene. I hate guys that I'm going to make a video that just says I'm going to go back and I'm going to clip every time I say the word I hate in here or I love, and I'm just going to clip a video and it's going to be nothing about, only it's going to be things that I say that I hate or only things that I say that I love. But I hate people that opt out of bowl games. Rattler's back to pass, fires, incomplete. How do you opt out of a bowl game with a contract? Ugh. They're going to mess around and ruin college athletics, I'm telling you. I think I'm going to find me a Division II or a Division III team to root for. Strange formation on this punt. Why? You know, I like bowl games, right? I just look at a bowl game as that I want a bowl game is supposed to feature top tier talent going against each other, pride for university, money for university, and then you don't have the top guys play. So the bowl game feels like a scrimmage. Fair catch at the 15-yard line. Jaden Reed back there. And that's a fair point too, Adam, or Fundamental. Bowl games are kind of meaningless at this point. See, Adam, I agree. That's probably the most. That is one of the truer statements that I've seen today. Is that it is a good opportunity because this Ole Miss team is well coached. They've got great athletes, and they were a contention team for a spot. And I think it's a great opportunity for Duke University to improve their status in the college football world. Fundamental. It two different stories, bro. And Duke is a very well. I wasn't saying that they're not a very well coached team. That's not what I was saying. I'm just saying, listen, you can bash me if you want. I'm just saying that the ACC does not show, all the time that it's that great of a football conference, even though there's a couple really good football schools. A team like Duke needs justification by beating somebody from the SEC to build up their reputation. Kind of like Gonzaga in basketball in the 90s. I think things like that are important. And listen, I watch this. I think Georgia's in for a pretty tough game. I think they're in for a rude awakening when they play this Notre Dame team, because a lot of people bashed on Indiana and said that they weren't really that good. They were really pretty decent, and that Notre Dame team was very disciplined and well coached. And I think that Notre Dame team walks by and beats Georgia. And then you saw what Ohio State did to SMU. I know you were. It's okay. Listen, that's the best part about being in here. The best part about being in here is everybody has some people are already gone. So everybody has an educated, opinion, right? Everybody has a reason to believe what they believe, and you can't always dispute it. It's always fun to try to figure out, what's right and what's wrong, but there's certain things to take into consideration. And I'll sit here and have a discussion with anybody. Certain people I can't go all night with. Certain people get under my skin. That's another thing. If the first round of the college football playoff would have been on neutral sides, I think it would have been a different feel. There goes on the edge side. He's going out of bounds. That's Melton. I do too. I did not like the home field thing. And I still think being on an opposing team, there you go. How many teams that are go into Ohio State and win? Oh my God. I watched that whole game, Adam. There goes Jones, and he breaks a tackle. Somehow he emerged from that and comes out with an 8-yard gain. That quarterback for Georgia Tech, I really liked. I like the grit of that kid. And I think the one thing you're seeing with NIL is that you're seeing dispersion of talent, because now you don't have to go to a top tier team to make it to the NFL. And what a nice tackle, but he breaks it. 2nd down and 1, he gets the first down, had him pinned behind the line of scrimmage. And Josh Jacobs gets the first down. And he's running like he hurt his arm. You got to love how Josh Jacobs squirts out of those holes. He squirts. 1st and 10. There's the handoff. And that one's going to go for 8. That is Brooks. Listen, you said it, Steve. I was just playing back into it because I know that things like that I'll never live down. Second down and 3. Green Bay is in positive territory. Love's under center, calls for motion. Reed goes by. There's the handoff. Nice. And that one's going to be blown. Oh, he breaks another tackle behind the line of scrimmage. What has happened to New Orleans tackling in this game? They just can't hold on. Davis had him dead to rights. Tried to tackle him by his shoulders. That's the first thing. You got to get down a little lower, and he just made it through. Demario Davis, whom we've talked about several times this year. All right, back to pass. Oh, it's a bad throw by Love. I think it slipped out of his hand, or he never had control of it. Fundamental. I'm just listen. Until it's all said and done, it's just talk. But I think the Big Ten is a lot further along this year than what anybody's giving them credit for. Here we go. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Round 1. Fight. There's a snap. Back to pass. Gonna check it down. That is that's Wilson on the outside there. He must have just came in the game. It was nice and peaceful, and now Adams about to lose his mind. Third down and 6. Ball's at the 37. Love's back to pass. Looking down the field. Has time. Lets it go deep. Got a man. Oh, Jaden Reed should have dove for that one. You know, fundamental. If you have any value into my opinion, the reason why I tell you that the Big Ten was more talented than this year than anybody's given them credit for, because I think schools like Oregon, Washington, USC, I think those really set the tone, you know, coming in. But when you look at how Michigan struggled with that many 5-star recruits from the old team, and that is good. That was a banger 55-yard field goal for Green Bay, 24-0. You look at how Michigan had to fight to have a winning record, and now they get Alabama. You wait and see. I have a feeling. But fundamental, I've never been more excited for what's to come. This looks like a blowout. JP, don't forget to text me your address or tell me what you want me to do with this detector. I am not shipping anything until after Christmas, but let me know what you want to do, my friend. And I'm not going to lie, I actually like that detector. Well, the third quarter is almost over. So Green Bay might not score again. Saints might squeeze in 2 scores just because, you know, Green Bay decides to play prevent defense. Well, it was called a Stranger. It's called a Detect Trek M55. It's a entry level detector. It's made. I did a video on it on the other channel. It was really solid. JP, did you? I can't remember if you saw that video or not, but it is really pretty decent. Got you, bro. I'm gonna get everything packed up and get ready to send out. I think I'm gonna send prizes out on Friday. But it's got everything. It's got sensitivity on it. It was really nice. What's up, Willie? Just sitting back, hanging out, watching a blowout game of football. Here comes New Orleans, and he's going to get brought down at the 29. You know, there's one dynamic, Steve, that I've started to notice going forward. You know, early in the season, teams were not running back kickoffs. Later in the year, as the year goes on, they are taking less touchbacks and more opportunities to run the kickoff back. It's going to be really close to that. Like I said, any 6 inches and below or less, it was really good. Solid. You could hear the change in the tone when it was junk. I had a really good dig with it. Yeah. Willie, I hate to tell you, your co-host King James, and Saints in 14 points. That's going to be hard pressed at this point. Oh my God. And it's because of these Green Bay linebackers coming up and knocking people down. No. Highly mineralized ground. You need something a little bit more specific, stranger. No, that thing there is a general metal detector. If you're getting into the highly mineralized grounds, I got a couple names of detectors that I would, really recommend, but you're going to pay for them. Back to pass, looking down the field, steps up. Rattler's going to take off. He's got plenty of room to run and slides down at the 45-yard line. But oh, wait, there's Laundry. Bro, I think I have the best. I think I have one of the better ones for highly mineralized goldfield, and it's called a Tarsace MDT 7000. Mine Lab has a really nice gold machine, but I'm just talking about if you want something that you can do everything with, there's some out there. There's the handoff, runs right, and this Green Bay defensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage today. Why are they showing the New Orleans Saints freezer? I don't know, Willie. Oh, that's electrician talk. Rattler's back to pass, has time, fires it, and that is completed. And that's Juwan Johnson, I think. I magnet fish fundamental, and I do some diving. I got dive videos too. I do all that stuff, bro. And he makes one great play and then gets sacked. This Green Bay defense is kind of underrated. So That's what I didn't know how well versed you were, stranger, but so the MDT 7000 or 8000, whichever it is for that, it's a cross domain technology. So you get it's a combination of VLF and PI, and it's a very powerful machine. The guy that made it, it's not highly publicized, out there, but it was, it's been a very excellent machine. Dimitar Gorgov, he used to work for one of the big companies, and he made his own, and it's I'm telling you, it's special. There goes Rattler, fires it up the middle. What a throw! That's a first down. Oh yeah, specific. I mean, most of them gold detectors specifically start around 800 to 1,000, go up, and I've seen them as high as 3,000 or so. You're in my wheelhouse today. Play action. Rattler's looking down the field. Pressure comes, lets it fly. Picked off. He finally made a mistake. Here comes Green Bay going back the other direction. Steve, I thought they were going to get him one there. Yeah, stranger, JP's a pretty excellent prospector, not going to lie. I love that we end up having these kind of conversations in the sports channel. That's amazing. Because when the games aren't so good, you got to have something. Go, Pack, go. Who the heck was that Anderson guy? Is that the guy that made the interception? I didn't see. I just saw Rattler make one bad decision on that drive. That's my next purchase, though. My next purchase is a straight 100% PI machine, just for the depth. Was that a Caucasian defensive back? I didn't see. I was not paying that much attention. My back doesn't like hours of swinging, so I've mainly used mine for tailings. Stranger, I mean, if you go with a heavy PI machine, they do weigh a lot. Um, the thing of it is that very specific forms of detecting. It's nice to have. It's nice to have that kind of a machine, but you're right. Hours is tough. Our general purpose detectors, they have been making them so much better over the last 5 years. Multi-frequency is one of the reasons that they really are coming up. Love is going to check it. Oh, it's tipped, and it's returned over. Or did he lose it? Man, I think Green Bay come down with that. But is that going to be... Oh, it hit the ground. Zane Anderson, safety from BYU. There you go. There's the handoff. There goes Wilson around the edge. He's got a lane, 25-30. 35 out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Heck yeah, they were. They couldn't resist, but showing a highlight from a Kansas City Chiefs game earlier in the year and then throwing in Taylor Swift. Couldn't resist. Yeah, stranger, on one of my older machines, I got an 18-inch double D coil on one of my older Nokta machines that's really good for prospecting. I don't claim it to be really good because I'm just not that guy, but it is it's a very deep machine and it wears me out in a few hours. Oh, Emmanuel Wilson's great. I've got him on my squad just because if he goes to RB1, say Jacobs gets hurt, he's gonna do well. There goes Wilson around the edge, first down. And that should bring us to the end of the third quarter. Man. If I want PI, I want one. Oh. Yeah. See, I haven't had an opportunity to try anything like that, stranger. That's above my pay grade in life. But I got I have a friend, and I'll have to think of what it's called. Stand by. There's the pitch out. Wilson's going to run right. He is going to go to the 50 and cross over into positive territory, but just barely. I can't get the word out of my mouth what he's got. But you section off. You drag it along. Dude, I can't get the name. Oh, it's going to drive me crazy. 2nd down and 8. Back to pass. Love's looking down the field. Got time. Wants to let it rip, but he fires it and it's blocked. Goes down harmlessly. Lenny Kravitz is the New Year's party performer. Is it 2001 again? Well, history does repeat itself, fundamental. Third down and 8. Ball's at midfield. 14:09 to go in this game. 3 on the play clock. Love's back to pass. Here comes the blitz. And they dump it off, but it's well read. And that is going to bring up 4th down. And I assume that's going to bring up a punt. Fundamental. You were just talking about DBs earlier. And they're going to go for it on 4th and 5 here. I'll come back here in a second. I think they're just looking to try to draw them off sides. And they are. I think Green Bay is going to take the 5-yard penalty and punt. But I loved it. It was after the draft, and they were sitting down on NFL radio, and they were talking about teams and the players that they drafted. And I loved Mickey Loomis from New Orleans. And I've said it before in here. He says something to the effect that I can't believe I'm going to have to call I think his terminology was a grown-ass man Kool-Aid when they was talking about Kool-Aid McKinstry when they drafted him. There's a 5-yard penalty right there as they run into the kicker. It should be the 5-yard variety. I don't think that's going to result in a personal foul. It should. Oh, they called the kicking team for tripping. So it's going to take them back 15 more yards. The foul is on Lucas Van Ness. Dave's going to come in here hotter than hell in a few minutes. I don't know how that's not running into the kicker. To me, that's a defensive penalty. Surely that isn't his name, right? I don't think so. I don't think it is, but I know that well, no, his name is Jacquincy, and it's got Kool-Aid in quotes. Jacquincy McKinstry. And I know that Mickey Loomis says, I can't believe I'm going to have to call a grown-ass man Kool-Aid. Uh-oh. They're showing wild card games that are coming up. Man, this season has gone so fast. So, have you guys ever seen people come in and make comments on your video, but it has nothing to do with the content? So I was just sitting here looking over, and I got a comment on my video that I released today on my other channel, and it's from at Jenny Brown. It says, I have made lots of research crypto market, but I haven't gotten the fundamental step to get started. I wish I can get help from a pro. And 15 people commented on that. JaQuincy? Yeah. But it's like they bring over these chains of comments and then they just put them in places that they don't need to be. And there's another pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. I'm telling you what. So the bot posts the comment and answers it 15 times. Listen, as an adult, I invest in everything because I feel like diversifying my money is the best way to go for my future. So I do have quite a bit, from Bitcoin all the way down to PayPay. It's like, Adam, it's like the bot stole a comment and stole a comment and a chain and then just piled it in there. I don't do many of the penny stocks. I'll tell you what I did invest in a while back. There is another deflected ball at the line of scrimmage. Spencer Rattler is having trouble getting it over the top. I invested in foreign marijuana stocks for a few years, and that one really has not been helpful. Bro, JP, not everybody knows your personality, man. I mean, if I lived in Arizona, that's what I would be doing. I'd be looking for gold because metal detecting there for relics and stuff like that, I guess it's okay if you can find like ghost towns and stuff like that. But other than that, I'd be looking for gemstones and stuff. I never found anything really substantial here, but I've only spent a couple of days really looking. But I do find gold every time I go out, though. Thanks to guys like JP and Ed. They showed me how to find it. Now I know how to find it. It's just a lot of work. I have a lot of interest in that part too, stranger. I like to I like to seek out stuff like that. Anything that I can find that can make me, I don't know, feel rich. There's a lot of gyms where JP lives too. I love skeleton keys. I tell you what, the NFC playoffs are going to be interesting. There's a handoff. Wilson has nowhere to go, and he is swarmed. How do you think those are? Skeleton keys? Well, I mean, I've got a skeleton key that I found that's definitely from a lock set that came from when people migrated here from the 1700s. So, and then, but they made them up until like the 30s and the 40s. Back to pass, looking, checks it down, and it goes off of somebody's helmet. Yeah, if the one I had, if my good one wasn't in my safe over there, I don't think it's in my cabinet. But it's like one of those that you see in those it looks like from one of those oh, like I don't know, like this not the Stone Age. Just one of the big old iron ones. It's huge. Love lets it go deep down the field. He's got a man, and it's caught. Jaden Reed crosses midfield with the bomb from Jordan Love. Oh, I've never. We go by the Diamond Field, Crater of Diamonds in Arkansas, and I've never got a chance to spend a day there. And then I've heard of the Herkimers in New York. 1st and 10. Play hands off. There goes Brooks, and he's going to get about 3 yards. And the doggo is losing his mind. I got to be quiet for a minute. That'll shut him up. He forgets I'm home. Maybe not. There's a snap. Love's back to pass. Fires it. Right side complete. That's Dontavian Wicks. My dog's losing his mind. There he goes. And that's another 2-yard gain. Second down and 7. There's the handoff again. Brooks is going to go right, and he's going to get another 3 yards or so, maybe 3.5. Kick is up, and it is good on 4th and 4. 27 to nothing. I like to collect keys as a kid. As a kid, I found a skeleton key in the dirt at an old farm, probably more like the 20s or 30s, like you mentioned. Well, if it was iron or steel, it was probably older. The brass ones would be what you would have found then. And the brass ones range from the early 1800s, all the way through the early 1900s. Usually the bigger they are, the older they were. A recirculating sluice for diamonds. I've never really got that far. I love prospecting, but I just have so many hobbies that it's very difficult. Pardon me for 1 second. Be right back. What did I miss? Absolutely nothing. Second down and 20, 6:48 to go. Spencer Rattler has had a very rough game today. Back to pass, looks down the field, fires it over the middle. God, he's got a really strong arm. Third and 7. There's the snap. Back to pass. Here comes the rush. Misses, throws, incomplete. And it looks like they will have to hunt again or give him a very short field. They're going to leave him out there. See, that's what I'm talking about. Derek Carr has just stood there on the sideline the whole game like a deer in headlights. Haven't seen him once be encouraging to this kid. I think he looks at it more as competition as opposed to being a mentor. Rattler's back, lets it go deep. Nice arm, throws it, and it is broken up. Safety gets over there. McKinney's a little shooken up on the play. He gets up slow as the safety ran into him. We do have a flag. Yeah, so Adam, if you're still hanging out, I'm going to close this down here in just a few minutes, honestly. And then I'm going to go let Alex's dogs out for a hot minute. And then when I come back, I'm going to fire up and I'll be back probably less than an hour. I'm probably going to need your help because I haven't played in a while. Man, and they took that to a commercial. It should be Malik Willis time for sure. What's up, Philip? Merry Christmas, brother. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Probably won't see you unless Alex and I both game for a couple days. But that's probably what I'm doing the next 2 days. I'm probably going to be gaming more than anything, and then I'll be back in on Thursday night, maybe if we make it home from dinner in time. If not, then definitely I'll definitely be here Saturday for the Bengals game for sure. And that running play is going to get him close to a first down. Looks like about 2 yards short. I think I'm all eggnogged out. Too much nog. Yeah, I'm not an eggnog guy. There goes Malik Willis. Tries to get around the edge. And he's going to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage. Amazing he got that far. All right, it's 3rd down and 2. 4:20 left to go in the game. There is the handoff. No, he fires the pass, and it is tipped. Oh, my goodness. Dontavian Wicks was wide open there. He would have went to the house. Denver. Essentially, it's a playoff game. It is in Cincinnati. Every time I get fired up for a Bengals game, it ends badly, but I want to be here. The good news is that when Sean Payton was in New Orleans, this offense did very well against him. Now, if we can just play a little defense. Got to get me some of that Cincinnati chili. I'm not a huge fan, but I'll eat it. I'll eat it, just about anything. 4th and 2. They're going to let Willis go for it. He's going to fire it downfield. What a strike. Jaden Reed. Oh, my gosh. Malik Willis with a bullet to the sideline. Gotta love that. Jordan Love's like, dang, that's a good throw. That was on time. Tennessee to Green Bay. One man's trash is another man's treasure. It's weird, not because of the spaghetti, because it's the cinnamon. I don't like it. I mean, I'll eat it, but I don't like it. I was brought up with spaghetti in my chili. My wife corrected me of that because that's something that you don't do when you're from Texas. So it is what it is. I can do things all different kinds of ways. All right, 2nd and goal. Man, he's really close. I don't think he got in, though. When it comes to Ohio chili, I prefer Columbus to Cincinnati. Wendy's World Headquarters. Listen, I've been told that I'm weird because I put peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in my chili. It's whatever you like, dude. 3rd and goal. They're all crowding the line. There goes the chance. He's going to push it. I don't think he got in. They're saying he's in now. And that is Wilson's going to get the touchdown. He's going to do a Lambeau leap, I believe. And he just wanted to get in the crowd. There you go. Excited for that. I love to see that kind of enthusiasm when the backups get in there and make a play. Manuel Wilson just barrels his way in. He got it. Extra point is up and good. Props to the Green Bay Packers today. You know, what you always fear when you're a team like this is that you're playing lesser, a little lesser on the competition side, and that you play down to the competition. Now, what's the difference between Texas chili and New Mexico chili? Because my wife's a Texas girl. And I've never eaten, quote unquote, New Mexico chili. I'm right there with Stranger. Ooh, Hatch green chilies in New Mexico. Yeah, I could like that too because I love peppers. He's going to bring it out and he's going to get smoked at the 22-yard line. All this chili talk, though, makes me want to make a batch as it's getting cold. And there goes, which guy is that? That's a 9-yard run for New Orleans there. Well, I grow hot peppers, so I use a lot of different ones in mine too. I guess I just make some kind of a hodgepodge version of what I like. It's going to check that down, and that's going to get him the first down. That is Mims, and he's a pretty good-looking little back. J. Mims. See, I just like food, bro. I know my stepdad used to put beer in it. Yep, me too. Anything to make that food taste better. I'm experimenting with different ways with turkey. But it is one of the harder birds to cook and get correct where you don't overcook it. Checks it down and he overthrows it. That one's on Rattler. He had no pressure in his face. He just overthrew it. There you go. There has never been a season without a shutout, but there's been no shutouts this season right now. Green Bay is trying to make that happen. Oh, and he throws it behind the wide receiver. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. There you go, Green Bay fans. You got something to hold on to. If you shut them out, it's the only shutout this season. Yeah, I'm not much on Duck. Back to pass, looking down the field. It comes pressure. He avoids it, and he checks it down, and it's dropped again. This one should have been caught. That was Mims. Doesn't seem to be much of a very handsy back. Closing in on that shutout for Green Bay. 3rd down and 10. Back to pass, looking down the field, has time. Checks it down. Mims makes the grab this time, and he breaks the tackle, but he's still going to be 5 yards short, make it 6, to bring up 4th down. And with 1:18 to go, we got an injured player on the field. And for Adam's sake, it's Lucas Patrick in his 8th season out of Duke University. Well, I feel like this receiving class is very deep. Ouchies. He did walk off the field under his own power. That's a good sign. All right, this could be the last play of the game here for the Saints. 4th down and 6. Trying to be not to be the only team shut out this year. Back to pass. Rattler rolls right, steps up, fires it, and it's tipped and incomplete. And that will conclude that this will be the first shutout of the 2024-2025 season. And then that will be the New Orleans Saints. So, Adam, if I balance your optimism and probability, you're saying that you got one that's probably you probably got a second or third rounder and then a very late rounder as a second. It won't be much longer, and I'll be diving into college players with Steve. Well, that's a good thing. That's the game, y'all. Green Bay Packers 34-0. Fifth playoff berth under Matt LaFleur. And they are now in at 11-4. Problem is that they just can't beat people in their own division. Yeah, I always pay attention to wide receivers and running backs. And I have a big affinity for linebackers. All right, y'all. I'm going to run some errands, get some stuff done. If anybody wants to hang out for a little while tonight, I will return. Look for me over on the gaming channel. Papa Blood.